All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Claw and the King. I'm once again joined by my co-host Soups. How you doing, my friend?
Well, it's a bit boring, I think, this week in sport for me, or this past week in sport, because there's no Manchester United because they already flopped out of the Champions League, so that's not fabulous for me, but, you know, it was a good weekend for F1. A couple of things we can talk about UFC-wise for the UK. I don't know why
UFC-wise for the UK wise.
I don't know why I said wise twice. That was a bit weird. But no, it was a good weekend for, I don't know, your type of sport viewing, I guess. Not really for me. The NBA is getting kind of boring. Football's not that interesting at the moment because Man United suck. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are on your radar, I think, that happened over the past week.
We'll chat a bit of F1, a bit of UFC, I guess a bit of NRL. Then we'll do a little debate. I don't know if it's a debate or a conversation.
It's a debate. Everything between me and you is a debate, buddy.
Okay, a debate on the best sports movies/documentaries. And then we'll do a secret segment that I'm not going to announce just because I'm embarrassed to announce it.
Okay.
It's a top 3 list, and we'll announce it at the time when we do it.
I mean, I'll do a sneak. I won't say what it is. I say, I propose this idea.
Yeah.
And Oscar seemed very reluctant to do it at first, but then once we started getting sort of brainstorming for it, he got really into it. He had a numerous people that he thought about, which is a bit weird, but hey, we'll move on and we'll look forward to that section.
We'll announce it at the end. But yeah, let's start with the F1. I mean, the race was this morning technically for us at 2 a.m. Did you watch the whole thing?
I was going to, but I just fell asleep.
Okay, so you just know the results.
No, I watched like because it did like a replay on Foxtel, so I just watched that.
Watched it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I woke up at 2 a.m., started watching it, and I just fell asleep after about half an hour and just watched the rest when I woke up. But yeah, it was first race of the season, big race. Leclerc was on pole. Ferrari looked strong. Verstappen was quick as well, but Mercedes were slow. Like fucking, they looked way off the pace, which was kind of surprising because I've never seen Mercedes be off the pace like this since I started watching F1. And fucking McLaren were embarrassingly slow. Like that was hard to watch. I don't know how I'm gonna watch this year if McLaren don't get faster.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously you hyped up Danny Rick a lot last week.
Danny Rick is like the main attraction of F1
for Australians.
And if he's in 18th every week, it's just like, what's the point?
Well, you know, we did have a brief chat about it before the podcast, and I've sort of been brushing up on my facts because obviously it's a big part of your life, F1. It's one of your favourites.
I mean, yeah, it is, but it's not like I'm an F1 diehard.
Well, I mean,
I know people that are a lot more diehard than me.
Well, I mean, obviously the last season probably roped me in a bit because I'm trying to get more interested in the sport. And just from a sort of casual, neutral viewer, it was very surprising to see because, like you said, the only time I've ever known is when Mercedes are top. And then McLaren was so terrible. I mean, it was so surprising. Danny Rick was Q1 or something. I think he was qualified 18th before even the race started. Ferrari were bombed it. I mean, well, not bombed it. Bombed sounds bad, but they did unbelievably well, both in qualifying and in the actual race. Other than that, it wasn't really surprising in terms of qualifying goes, but the race itself, there was a lot of sort of twists and turns late on, especially. Red Bull in the mud, as they deserve to be. I just want to put that out there because what they did last year and the unmitigated... Unmitigated... Oh God, I can't pronounce this word. But I just want to say my frustration... My accent doesn't allow me to say it.
Okay.
Unmitigated. The unmitigated... I'm gonna get it. The unmitigated gore.
Gore? What... Does that even make sense?
The unmitigated gore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard Stephen A say that a couple of times.
Okay.
Anyway, the frustration that I had with them and how they just denied
is that they won. It's frustrating.
Well, they just allowed Michael, whatever, stupid ass, Michael Massey, whatever his name is, to just, there was nothing wrong with what he did. Christian just said, you know what?
They're not gonna say
but you can at least come out and say, you know what? It was a bit of a dodgy decision, but
you think Mercedes would have done that?
But we deserve to win over the full season. You can say that.
No one would have said that. Nobody would have said that.
Yeah, but you can't just
Because it
outright say, you know what?
it devalues your win. You're not going to do that.
Yeah, but anybody with a pair of eyes can see that he completely went away from the rule book.
Everyone with eyes that has a Red Bull shirt on does not see that.
Yeah, obviously you don't see that, but
I don't. No,
Michael,
I do see that. I know the whole thing was a shit show.
This is so wrong, Michael.
But yeah, the thing is, we've had feedback on your opinion on this, and your opinion on this is the reason that some viewers have left us.
One guy who is also a Max Verstappen fan. Like, I just want to put this out there. This little Welsh kid keeps on harping up about how what about turn 1, dude? What about turn 1? I'm like,
it is the
mate.
Michael Massey fucked the whole race.
Yeah, but that's what Max fans do. They just deflect from the fact that he threw out the rule book. One was a matter of opinion. The other one was just denying the rules.
No, they're both denying the rules.
But one is way more outrageous than the other one.
No, it doesn't matter. They're two separate things.
Yeah, I do agree. They are two separate things, but one was much more influential than the other. How can you not?
Can't say that
How can you not know the rules in terms of either the safety car where they have to do another lap?
That's the thing.
After overtaking, or the actual overtaking rule where every car, not just the 5 ones that are in the difference.
Because they fucking do what they want, mate. They take everything on a case-by-case basis. That's why they didn't make Lewis give the position back. If it's just a black and white rule, he had to give the position back, but he didn't. Because it's case-by-case. They look at things differently.
We can all...
Should it have gone down like that? No. He fucked it. Yes, definitely. He should have either just let them all go at the start, not by saying they're not going to get through, or he should have ended it on the safety car.
Yeah, he should have ended it on a safety car.
But that would have ruined the whole season, basically.
How would it have ruined it?
I think he would have had more.
He would have already. He was winning by a landslide anyway. He was already.
It would have ruined it because you end the race, you end the season not racing.
Yeah, but Lewis had basically, in most people's minds at that point, had already won the race anyway because there was 1 lap to go and he was streets ahead of Verstappen. So they were like, oh, they already accepted the fact that Lewis won. So if they end it with a safety car, who cares? It was
no one wanted to say. Yeah, but once
who cares what anyone wants to say? You got to do
once the
right.
safety car happened, no one was going to accept it. Once the safety car happened,
no, mate, you got to do what's right. You got to do what's right. And
anyway, yeah, let's stop talking about last year.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know why. Latifi, how he's still in a job as well. Oh, fuck that, Latifi.
I mean, he was shit this week, but yeah, I have realized once because Mercedes are they remind me of the Red Bull of 4 or 5 years ago, where they're just clearly the third best car, but they can't challenge for wins. And it was kind of sad, surprisingly, because I have been a notorious hater of Mercedes, really, over the past few years. But it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just weird, because I enjoy watching them lose.
I think everybody does a bit.
But I still, I like seeing them be competitive. It's weird.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Because it's like they're kind of just nothing.
Well, I mean, I think in all, it was a sort of feel-good race, mainly due to Haas and good old Gunther.
No one gives a fuck about
I think
Haas.
I do. I think a lot of people like an underdog, and the fact that Haas, who were the worst team by 1,000,000 miles last year, got Q5. P5. I said P5. I'm getting used to it. I said P at first, and then I just changed it. I'm getting used to the terms. But, yeah, I think that the fact that they finished 5th, Magnussen finished 5th, was just such a good feel-good story for me. I don't know how you don't feel happy about that. And Gunther, obviously, he's probably the star of Drive to Survive. He's the star of the show.
The star of the show.
We look like fucking wankers.
I mean, he was in one episode, I think.
Yeah, but he was the star of that episode, wasn't he?
He was good in a couple years ago when it was Grosjean and Magnussen.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He was good then when they were against each other and they were like, oh, it was a complete shit show there.
Yeah, but he talked about. Do you see what he said about Mazepin? This is the reason why nobody likes you. Did you see that bit?
He shits on his drivers. It's funny.
Yeah, that's why he's a star. You want good old Gunty to go well, and the fact that Haas, out of nowhere, finished 5th, it just proves how good the Ferrari engine is. And the fact that they've got the best engine by 1,000,000 miles.
Yeah, well, all the Mercedes engines did terribly this week, so it's not really a good sign for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else happened in the race? Oh yeah, the race itself. Do you think it was a good race? Because I thought
it was a good race.
Watching it this morning, I was kind of just bored. Well, not bored, but I was underwhelmed, I guess.
I wasn't underwhelmed. I thought it was a good race.
I
I thought there was a lot of drama at the end, which you'd like to see as a neutral.
Yeah, I just thought it would be closer still. Because I thought these regulations would just bring the field closer together, but it's just the teams have swapped places, but it's still the same gap.
Yeah, 100%.
It's kind of disappointing.
Well, yeah, you just take Mercedes off the sort of podium and you put Ferrari right back up there where they sort of been historically. Yeah, I thought it was a good race all in all. I've seen worse races, to be fair. I mean, the excitement in it, and obviously Lewis Hamilton, he somehow got a podium. I don't know how he did that.
Well, I know how. 2 Red Bull cars.
Because he's an expertise driver. Yeah, because he's a great driver. Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, it wasn't crazy, but obviously we expected Ferrari to get the top 3 places, 2 in the top 3 after qualifying. But yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, Ferrari looked really dominant. Kind of looks like their championship to lose, but it's probably too early to say that. There's still a lot that can change. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think McLaren how did they go from being the 3rd or 4th best car they were going up, and now they are somehow the slowest car, bar none. Like they were the worst car this week.
Yeah, I do think you overrate Danny Rick a bit. I think
it's nothing to do with Danny Rick though. The car is horrendous.
Yeah, but I do think your expectations were that they'd be competing for the top again, which
I thought that. No, I thought they would. I didn't think they would be competing for the top necessarily. I hope they would, but I thought they would at least be what they were last year, which is 5th, not 18th.
Yeah, it is a bit surprising, but I think with new regulations that happens. Some teams get a bit of luck, luck with the engine that they choose. It's just how the world goes, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they've got a lot of work to do, so they need to get on top of that shit ASAP. Because otherwise, Lando's gonna fuck off. Even though he just re-signed, he's probably regretting that right now.
Was anyone in for Lando? Do you know? Was there any sort of big teams?
He probably could have gone anywhere.
So if Mercedes could have it back, they'd take him over George Russell?
I don't know, actually. Yeah. He probably could have got like a Red Bull seat, maybe, instead of Sergio.
Would he get Ferrari ahead of Sainz? Or Leclerc? Obviously not Leclerc.
Not Leclerc, but maybe Sainz.
Maybe. I don't think there was much sort of... I thought McLaren...
McLaren were meant to be good, so
especially 2 years ago, weren't they like 3rd or something?
Yeah, they were 3rd 2 years ago, and then they were 4th last year, and now they're 10th.
Yeah, well, it's the first race. It's too early to sort of judge it immediately. Obviously, teams will make changes to their car, especially teams like McLaren and Mercedes. But we'll see. I hope that Lewis can win. I know a lot. That's probably an unpopular opinion, but I am very proud of my Englishness, and I hope that the Englishman wins.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it there for this week on the F1 talk. Moving over to some UFC. Big card for the English
again.
This week.
Yeah, English stood up.
Dana White said it was the best fight night card ever.
Probably was, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Conor do one in Ireland?
Yeah, he did one in Ireland.
So that might rival it. I don't know what's wrong with my words today. Jeez Louise. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was a really good card. Obviously it was on ESPN, so I watched it. Paddy, would he finish him with a choke?
Yeah, choked him out. Or didn't.
I thought Aspinall looked the best by far, though. I mean, we sort of had a quick discussion about it. I think Aspinall is definitely a contender at the moment. I don't think... I know you've said a couple of heavyweights that you think are better than him at the moment, but I don't see it. I see a guy with probably the fastest hands in the division with great wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely a contender for sure. I think he's top 3, top 4 fighters.
Did he move up that much? Have they released the rankings?
No, he won't be ranked that high, but that's what I'm saying. I think he'll be ranked probably 6, maybe 5. I don't know. But yeah, I just don't think it's possible to beat Francis. And I've got a sort of a ongoing joke with one of our mates that Francis is just unbeatable, and he's not actually a human race.
Well,
because the thing is, he does that, and you die basically.
Well, I mean, they are heavyweights, so they don't die. But if he did it to us,
yeah. But the thing is, he can jab you and just knock you out cold,
I do think you're overestimating a tad.
No. And he won his last fight against Garn wrestling. He can wrestle now.
Yeah. But I just think...
And he's so big. Like, Tom Aspinall, yeah, he's quick, but Francis is going to be way stronger. Like, he manhandled Cyril Gane.
Yeah, but he technically is much better than Ngannou.
Yeah, but I don't think that really matters.
And I think he could probably last longer than Ngannou.
Stipe is better technically than Ngannou.
Yeah, but Stipe's old. And Stipe did beat Ngannou.
Yeah, once.
What do you mean once? Like it doesn't like they fight like 20 times.
That was like the third or fourth year Francis has ever done an MMA.
Yeah, look, I think Francis is obviously number one in the division, but I'm just saying.
I think forever. It's just free money as long as he fights.
Yeah, but isn't he older though now? He's getting
like
up there.
36.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age.
But for heavyweights, you can go till you're 40.
Yeah, but maybe. How old? Tom Aspinall? Early 30s?
He's younger. I think late 20s, early 30s, around there. He's definitely got a chance. Like I think he's probably right there with Cyril Gane. They're probably the two newer age heavyweights in terms of their speed. They move like middleweights for bigger guys. They've got really diverse striking. They're more sort of in and out as opposed to just standing there and swinging like Derek Lewis or Tai Tuivasa style. So I think those two are going to have a great longevity in the sport, I guess. I don't see. I did think Cyril Gane would be champion after Francis left because Cyril's younger, but now with Tom, it's sort of. I don't know. He might be better than Cyril.
Yeah, I think Tai Tuivasa is a bit of a hype train. I do think Tom Aspinall is a real deal, but I think Tai is a bit of, he's a mark on defense.
If you're in the top 5 right now, I'd be begging for Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah,
he's the easiest fight by a mile in there.
Wasn't he borderline being cut? Like he had a couple losses.
He was on like a 3-fight losing streak or 4-fight. I don't know.
Yeah, but all of a sudden he does a couple shoeies and he's
he beat Derek Lewis. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
but that's a good matchup for him.
Yeah, Derek Lewis is kind of the same type of fighter. But yeah, I thought the takeaway from that was probably obviously Paddy Pimblett's the sort of future star of the UFC. He's probably got the most clicks.
The next Conor, apparently.
But I don't think he's the next Conor.
Good for my NFTs.
I mean,
got a Paddy NFT.
Conor didn't fight Scrubs. Like Paddy's fighting Scrubs.
Conor
didn't.
Conor kind of did fight Scrubs.
What? Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, but at the time they were Scrubs.
Brandao, was he a scrub?
Kinda.
I mean, he fought some good fighters.
But like they would. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
they're probably not scrubs, but they're not. I mean, Conor's record gets better with age, as Max and Dustin turned into great all-time fighters. Yeah. But at the time, Max was like 1-0 and 1 in the UFC or something. But yeah, I mean, the guy he fought was a scrub, so I don't know how much to take out of it. But
yeah, I just think that the hype train is because he can speak so well and he's so sort of charismatic with how he speaks. He's called out Mark Zuckerberg and he's just
because his Instagram got deleted.
Yeah, I mean he's a Scouser, so he's a bit out there. He has a few sayings that many Americans aren't really used to hearing.
It's because he looks like Jay off the In-Betweeners.
Yeah, he's got a weird haircut. He just talks a lot. Well, he doesn't talk a lot. Conor McGregor was sort of a trash talk. He's not really a trash talk. He's just a guy that just is funny.
I mean, I think he does trash talk. He just hasn't had the rivalries yet, and he's not sort of openly shitting on the entire division before he's done anything like Conor was. But
no.
Because did you see the thing? He had like a fight through the week with one of the fighters.
No.
Like a backstage fight with Ilia Topuria. They
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, he's a decent fighter, but he's had like a scuffle with him. He threw a bottle of sanitizer at him, and he just started calling him hand sanitizer.
Now, see, he's just weird. Scouse people are just he called Instagram lizards.
Yeah, because apparently he was promoting this kid he had a disease. I don't know what it was, but he was promoting this kid, and then Instagram took his account down because it didn't abide by their terms or whatever.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't great. I mean, yeah, I just think that he's an entertaining guy. He's not I don't think entertaining as a fighter. I think he's more of a wrestler, and he has more sort of works more on the ground.
I wouldn't say he's a wrestler, but
Well,
I'd say he's a ground guy.
Yeah, he's more of a ground guy than he is a stand-up guy. Even though he goes hard on
He'll
up
stand
top,
and bang.
Yeah, he doesn't get knocked out. He's a scouser. He doesn't get knocked out.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be doing that too much longer, but
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, all in all, a great weekend for UK sort of mixed martial arts.
yeah, Arnold Allen as well.
We're going up there. I mean,
Out Dan Hooker. Big
again,
win for him.
I don't know if you know this, but people from Liverpool don't really identify with being English. So it's not really... Is it a win for England? I mean, Tom Aspinall is a win for England, but Scousers don't really like England.
The crowd looked pretty into it.
Well, it's in the O2. It's in London, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
again, Scousers, they're weird. They just think that Liverpool's its own country. So
Right.
I don't think...
Okay.
I don't think Paddy would identify as English, but
But it's not like soccer where they're all divided by, different parts of the country. It's all all for one country.
they hate England. People from Liverpool don't.
Do they support England in the World
No,
Cup?
they don't. They literally have... You ask any... You look on YouTube or whatever, you ask a Liverpool person, a Scouser, if they like England. Or if they support England. They would rather Liverpool win the Carabao Cup than England win the World Cup. They literally have no affiliation towards England or being, nationalist for and being proud of England or whatever in sport competitions. They hate the Queen. They hate the Sun. You know what happened? Why Paddy hates the Sun, right?
The Sun.
Did you not hear him call out the Sun newspaper and how he hates them?
No.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you don't know about Hillsborough, you know that what happened at Hillsborough. Do you not know what happened at Hillsborough?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay, so it was FA Cup semi-final, 1980s. A bunch of people died in the crowd.
Okay.
Like 100 people died. Liverpool fans died in the crowd because of overcrowding. And basically the Sun newspaper blamed the Liverpool supporters when it was clearly the police's fault for allowing that many people to come in. But the Sun newspaper and other newspapers sort of blamed the fans for being too overzealous. I don't know what it was, but so that's why it was
a Travis Scott concert.
Well,
Of the 80s.
it was worse because how many people died at Travis Scott?
8.
Yeah, it was like hundreds that died at Hillsborough. So yeah, obviously Liverpool doesn't really associate with England or its press.
Right.
Quick history lesson for you there, Oscar.
Yeah, well, not to get sidetracked, but so English MMA is in a pretty good spot, probably the best spot it's ever been in, really, because apart from Bisping, they haven't really had that many great fighters. And like Darren Till wasn't even on this card, Leon Edwards wasn't even on this card.
Well, Darren Till's not in the greatest of places in terms of his fight career.
He's lost a couple of fights, but he's still a big name. He's fought for a title before. Not anybody can do that. And Dana said the plan was actually to make Leon versus Usman the main event of this card and make it a pay-per-view. But Usman broke his hand, so he couldn't do it.
Well, Usman would clean the floor with Leon Edwards anyway. So
I don't know.
I just think
Leon's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Kamaru's become more interesting with his fight style. I'd give him that over the past couple fights since he's been champion. But he's just such a cringy guy. Like, he's just not very likable. So I did sort of hope that Colby would win against him, just because he's funny. Like, you clearly know it's an act, but it's
hilarious.
It's just hilarious. But yeah, man, it's just UK MMA is in a good place, but I just don't really like the champions at the moment. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
they're just pretty boring.
I
don't know. I am a casual when it comes to UFC because I am a Conor fan and I do like Conor. And when he's not fighting, it's a bit boring to me. Because I sort of fell in. I don't want to.
Well, that is the definition of a casual UFC fan.
Well, yeah, I am. I'm openly admitting that I'm casual, but obviously I do support the UK fighters, and I hope that Paddy Pimblett and good old Tommy Aspie. Is that a good nickname, Tommy Aspie?
No.
All right, I'll just call him Tom Aspinall.
Yep.
I hope Tom Aspinall sort of goes far and becomes a heavyweight champion of the world. Beats Francis Ngannou.
All right. I don't see it happening, but we can hope.
Well, it will happen.
We can hope.
Believe in you shall achieve.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what God said, I think.
Okay. If you've got God on his side, he should be fine.
All right. What's up next, buddy?
Chat a little bit of NRL.
Oh, we'll do a quick. So obviously, you were talking smack about how the Roosters are in the mud. All of a sudden, they played unbelievably, especially in that first half. If you watched it, that was liquid football. That was liquid.
Liquid.
It was wet. It was juicy. It was liquid. That's what we... Good looking football that's when you call it liquid. Okay?
It
was smooth. It was just so beautiful to watch. Sammy Walker just be so creative and so thrilling to watch. And it was just marvellous.
The thing is, it was against Manly.
Manly are a good team.
A good team.
They literally were 4th last year.
Well, this year is not last year.
Well, I mean, they did versus the 2 toughest teams so far.
And they looked horrible.
Well, they didn't look horrible against your team. They nearly won.
What? We beat them like 30-6.
Well, you did a couple of tries at the end. It was just
we dominated them.
Well, I mean, I think we dominated them more in the first half. I think...
No.
Well, the condition... okay, just to review the game, we'll do a quick review. We dominated them in the first half. I think it was like 22-0 at halftime. But then it was chucking it down with rain, and we dropped the ball like it was going out of style. And it ended up being a lot closer than the game, and then the scoreline sort of...
Yeah. I mean, Roosters is good. This is probably how everyone expected they would play last
Well,
week.
you didn't. You thought they were going to not even make the playoffs.
What?
Yeah.
I thought they would be good.
Yeah, no, but after last week, you thought they were just going to be in the mud for the rest of the year.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a joke, but yeah.
He says that now.
Yeah. Okay, other results. Penrith absolutely destroyed the Dragons.
You won by 4 points.
Yeah, easy.
You nearly lost.
Easy.
You could have easily lost that game.
Didn't even try in the second half. Went to sleep. Started doing homework on whoever we're playing this week.
Who are you playing this week?
I don't know.
I thought.
Started doing homework on it.
Well, the Dragons looked...
Dragons are decent this year.
Yeah, I think they're going to be good. You look at the team that they built.
Yeah.
You look at some of the players that they've got, some of the recruits they brought in.
I just hate it.
Obviously, Zach Lomax will probably continue to grow because he's young.
Not that young anymore.
How young is he?
Like mid-20s.
He'll still get better. I think that their forward pack's a lot better than it was, especially after the good old party that they had last year.
Yeah.
Where they had to...
they've got a couple of good young guys in Sloan and Amon that everyone's high on. But I just don't think you can make a run in the finals on like hoping that rookies are going to carry you there. Because I mean, apart from Ben Hunt, it's unreliable that he's going to get through the whole season, not being injured. I think apart from him, they're really relying on rookies. And I just hate them, so I don't think they're going to do that well.
Was there any other big results over the weekend?
Sharks won at the buzzer against the Eels, so a big win for them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Sharks.
Matt Moylan with the ball from God set up the try on the buzzer. 3 Dally M points to him.
It's probably like just
if you want to get a nice bet, go Moiser for Dally M.
Oh yeah, I saw it wasn't even that good of a. Wasn't it just a normal out the back pass?
It was, but it was the time. It was the moment.
My God, here we go. Matt Moylan, the savior of humanity,
and Nico kicked the goal to win. Those two might be the greatest halves combination of all time. I don't want to speak prematurely.
I think you are,
but I think they're on track to be the greatest halves combination of all time.
Yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, all in all, good round. I think, is it the Bulldogs and the Broncos was a game that I thought was it was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game because both those teams are interesting because of their signings this year. Last year, no one cared.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs look solid. I think both teams look good defensively, but offensively, they just don't have that many creative players.
The thing is, apart from Burton, they don't really have anyone that can do anything. Like, he played really well, but Avarillo isn't a 7. They need to put someone else. You may as well put Flanagan in there. Just give him a fucking chance.
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I trust me. I've watched that guy.
Avarillo can't do anything apart from just run, and he's not even that good at running. So
yeah, and you've also your boy, the former Panthers, Matt. He's also
Burton
and Naden. Sorry, Burton and Naden. They're a bit run heavy. So they're not really creative players either.
Burton's got a massive boot on him.
Yeah, but he's close to the line. He's not Sam Walker. He's not going to create out of nothing. He's more of like a Jack Whiten. He's more of a running guy that can kick.
He's Jack Whiten, but he's better.
I don't think he is.
I'd take him over Jack Whiten.
I mean, I would as well, but okay. Jack Whiten did also win Dally M like a year ago.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, but everyone knows that was bullshit.
Yeah, how did Nathan Cleary or Tedesco or any of those guys not win that? Yeah, I don't know how he won that.
Yeah, no one knows.
It was just a bit weird. I thought, I'm going to openly admit this, I thought you could only win it once. That's why I thought he won it. I thought you could only win the Dally M.
How was Jonathan Thurston won it like 5 times?
Yeah, but I pay attention to that? I thought that you could only win it once. So I was like, I was like, okay, so Roger's already won it. They can't win it again. That's why they haven't won. That's why they gave it to Jack White. And then I'm like, hang on a sec. You can win it multiple times and Jack White still won it. What the fuck's going on? But yeah, it was a bit of a surprise. But he's still a good player, even though he was not that great in Origin. But good week.
Yeah.
Saw Connor Watson. He's going to be interchanged. He's going to be interchanged for the Blues.
Well, he's done his shoulder.
How long is he out for?
I think I haven't heard anything post game, but they were saying during the game that it's not that bad and he should be right to go. But yeah, he looked good when he came off the bench.
I think Roosters Bunnies this week.
Oh, true. Big game.
Big.
Latrell versus Manu V2.
Oh, fucking put a hit on that son of a bitch. I swear to God.
Latrell can't help himself. He's going to be up for this game and he's probably going to get himself suspended again.
Mate, that was a dirty shot that he
can't
did.
help
he broke
himself.
Manu's face. We lost. We could have beat Manly if we had Manu. And that son of a...
And this is a big game for South because if they lose, they're going to be 0-3.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not a great start.
They lost Gagai. They lost Wayne Bennett.
They lost Reynolds.
They lost Reynolds. They're not going to be where they were last. They're not going to be finalists. They're going to be probably fringe 8, I reckon, especially with a lot of teams improving. But you never know. You see Latrell if he continues to grow.
I think Latrell just is what he is at this point.
Yeah.
I think he's a great player. When he plays well, great. But he's not the perfect player. He's going to miss time because of suspension.
Well, yeah,
he's going to do stupid things at times.
I just think if he plays centre, he's probably the best centre in the league. But I just don't think he's a fullback.
He is good.
He's a great fullback, but I still think
you need him at fullback. You need him touching the ball more. Because South don't have anyone else.
Well, you look at what Turbo did in Origin. You can play that sort of role with him where he's just constantly around the ball.
You can do that when you have the best players in the world around
that's why
you.
When he played for the Roosters, that's what happened.
If you've got Teddy at fullback, sure, go on playing the centres. That's why he was in the centres.
Yeah. Well, I did like Latrell when he played for us. It's a kind of player like a Pat Bev.
I'm sure you didn't like Crichton when he was on the Rabbits.
Yeah, it's kind of the sort of Pat Bev thing where if you've got to grow on your team, you love him, but if he's against you, you hate him. But yeah, looking forward to that game. That's probably the game of the week next week, and hopefully the Chookies can pull it out.
Yep. All right. Let's move on to best sports movies / docos. This was something you wanted to talk about, a debate.
Yeah,
Are we just picking one and debating it?
We'll just pick one. I had two, right? I
don't really have one. I don't know what.
Okay, so mine was sort of Real Steel and The Blind Side. I was picking between those two. Obviously, The Blind Side is about...
Is that the NFL one?
Yeah, it's about Mike Lower, a real story about a homeless teenager who sort of was raised by a rich, affluent family, and he became this NFL star. I love that movie. It's probably one of my favorites. And Real Steel, the movie with Hugh Jackman in where he sort of training a robot boxer. I love that movie. It was...
Hang on. How can a robot boxer be...
Because it's in the future, dude.
How is that a sporting movie?
Because they train a robot to be boxing.
Yeah, but it's a robot.
It
doesn't count.
No, but it is a sport. Boxing. It's the future. There is no real fighters anymore in that world. The sport of boxing is between robots.
Okay.
It's kind of like game. What's that? I forgot what it's called. Anyway, it's kind of what's it called?
I don't know.
Where you game, but you competitively game in competitions. What's that sport called?
Esports?
Yeah, it's like esports mixed with... my brain today is so fucked. It's kind of like a mix of esports and boxing, to be honest. But
okay,
I picked The Blind Side mainly because of the acting in it. It's just an
Who's the actor?
Sandy Bullock. Good old Sandy.
Was she in it?
Yeah.
I did not remember her being in it.
Yeah, she was blonde in the movie. That's probably why. But yeah, that's probably my favorite sports movie of all time. Now, I could have cheated here because my favorite movie of all time is Gladiator. And back then...
That is no.
Yeah, but back then, Gladiator, that was a sport.
No.
So I could have done a bit of a cheat move there with it being my favorite movie of all time, but I think it's a bit too far. So I picked The Blind Side. So I'm going to debate whatever stupid movie you came up with.
I think I think I'm gonna be better at shitting on The Blind Side than talking up whatever
Blind Side
movie
is
I pick.
won like an Oscar. You can't even shit on it.
Okay.
It was critically it was by critics. They judged it as like the best movie of that year. So you can't even.
Okay.
I trust them
That's
over
fair
you.
enough.
I'm not going to lie.
All right. Well, you shouldn't, because as we know, whatever I say is right. The movies I have here, I've got Goal, soccer movie. I've got Bend It Like Beckham.
We'll pick one, mate.
I've got Space Jam.
I didn't
I've
ask
got
for a
Blades of
list, did
Glory.
I?
Okay, I'll pick one. I'll go with Goal.
Okay. First, I'm
going to combine all of them into one.
What? How am I going to debate 4 movies?
I think it's 3, but just because, I don't know, it's a franchise, whatever. The franchise.
Oh, you mean the golf franchise? I thought you meant all the movies that you listed. That you're going to combine them like all football movies as a genre.
The Goal movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I just remember watching these movies as kids vividly and just being like, holy, I want to be a professional soccer player.
I mean, look.
And it was a great movie, you know, motivational, inspirational. This random dude on the streets from wherever he's from gets scouted.
It's like the dream, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you just he's playing a random.
He's got shin pads made out of cardboard,
Mate,
you know.
So it's pretty stupid of a movie. He's playing some pickup game in LA.
I rewatched it like last year, a couple of years ago, and I'm like, man, these movies are shit.
He's like playing some like 50-year-olds in a pickup game in LA, and he gets scouted by Newcastle. Like that's the most unrealistic thing ever.
Yeah, and then but the soccer scenes are actually decent, because if you have you watched Ted Lasso?
I refuse to watch a TV show that references football as soccer.
Okay, well, I've watched that, and the scenes in it are dreadful. Like the quality is so bad; it looks worse than like the H's it knocks. Like you'd think if you're gonna make a soccer show, you can hire people
that's
that know
another
how to
thing that
play.
I hate. That's the thing about The Blind Side, though. He was like the guy that played Michael Oher could actually like play the position, and it was actually a semi-decent sort of reference.
Yeah, I think that's important to make a great sports movie. The sports scenes.
Well, your favorite
great.
sports movie was like he kicked the ball like he was fucking uncoordinated as a motherfucker. He was like, and everyone was just walking. That's how slow it was. I mean, it's a memorable movie.
Yeah.
But it's also a shit movie.
And also in the sequels, he goes to Real Madrid, gets to be with Beckham and the boys.
It as a franchise, it was quite enjoyable to watch as a kid because you don't even notice it. I mean, we rewatched Star Wars when we went on a lads trip, and we were just drunk sitting on a couch just watching the first. No, do you count them as the first 3? 1, 2, 3 Star Wars. So the ones made in the 2000s. And we were just hyping it up. We were like, yeah, this is like our favorite movie of all time. These are so great. Like the quality of them so good.
Great.
The quality of them so good. And we watched it back and we're like, oh my God, the CGI here is absolutely atrocious. So I think as a kid, you don't really care about all that stuff. So I do understand that.
Yeah.
But in terms of nostalgia, it's up there.
His wife was pretty fit, wasn't she?
She
was a doctor, right? She was a nurse, I think.
I might have talked about this before. No, shut up.
I remember there was these
shut
big
up.
party scenes, and that was the storyline that he was, not being
I need
loyal.
to bring this up. This is important.
And,
do not take into account his sort of viewpoint on movies, because what he does is, right, he becomes completely disinterested in a TV show or a movie if the hot girl dies. That is his theory for a good movie. If there are hot women,
it's not my only theory.
It is.
It's not
singular theory.
It's not.
It's your singular theory.
No.
Margot Robbie dies in a TV show. No, I'm done with this. I'm not
Robbie,
watching this.
Margot Robbie would never be in a TV show.
Peaky Blinders. The blonde girl dies.
Yeah.
Grace dies.
I still watch the rest of it.
Well, it went downhill. I don't care about it anymore. You can't judge movies based on the attractiveness of the people in it.
It's not judging them. It's just
how does it influence your decision, though? I don't understand that.
It doesn't really. It's just a bonus.
It's just a bonus. Okay. Anyway, if you look at quality of movie and quality of acting, I mean, come on. Does this even add up?
Well, the thing is with The Blind Side is it's...
What are you laughing about?
It's just boring.
How is it boring?
I don't know. That was just... That's my main argument.
What was funny about that?
I just
Good dude. You never guess what. It was boring.
The thing is with your movie, it sucks, so it's boring.
It's not.
But seriously, when I did watch that movie, I was like, "Fuck, this is boring."
I don't think you did.
I did,
I think it's a great movie.
and there's a reason I've only watched it once.
Well,
Because
you
I
can say
was
it's boring,
bored.
but I can say your movie is poorly made, and that is an undoubtable fact. Like, that's an opinion. What I'm saying is actual fact.
Yes,
They can't play football in the movie. The scenarios are the most unrealistic things I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, how do you play 50-year-olds in a random game in LA and then get scouted by a top Premier League club? I don't get that.
because that's the script.
He's like 5'3". He looks the most unathletic guy I've ever seen in my life.
He's a little sexy man.
Look, nostalgia-wise, it's a great movie, but all in all, I think my movie wins slightly.
It's. I think there's a charm to being a shit movie. That's why it's good, you know.
So your argument
Your
is...
movie's more like it. It's too serious.
So your argument
It's
is
too serious.
yours is shit, so it's good.
Yeah, I love shit
Great
movies.
argument.
I honestly love shit movies.
Well, everyone loves a good old movie that you can just watch back and not think about anything. It's just relaxing, and it's just background noise. But I didn't pick movies based on background noise, did I? I picked on the best movie, sports movie made.
I love shit movies.
And Blindside was one of them. I could have gone Coach Carter. That's another great movie. But I don't know how... It's a good movie goal. It's a good movie series goal. It's sort of enjoyable to watch it because it's your dream as a kid to get scouted and play for Real Madrid and sort of do all that stuff. But
I was like looking to where all the parents stand, and I'm like, where's the scout at?
Mate, who's scouting a left back
down at
at a schoolboys game?
Down at Knox. I don't know. Some people.
Really?
I don't know. I'm sure there's scouts at like the first games.
Yeah, but you quit for AFL, which was a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Just play with a bunch of drop kicks.
Yeah,
good idea.
Honorable mention: Bend It Like Beckham, banger movie.
Again, another terrible.
Exactly, another shit movie, but it's just
they
good.
are awful. Like, and that's nothing against women in football. I want to.
No, to be fair, for women they were pretty good.
They were dreadful.
Were they? I don't remember that well.
Again,
there was
the kicking. It's just so frustrating when they hire like actors that can't kick a football. It's so frustrating because they're clearly horrendous, and it's just like, oh my god, you would never ever play professional.
Who did they
in your
play
life.
For?
They played for like a local team, and then
I thought
they got
made
scouted.
pro.
Yeah, but at the end they got scouted to America or something.
America.
Yeah, back then there was no women's leagues other than in America apparently.
Oh, right.
But yeah, and then they had like a crush on like their coach, and they were both fighting over him.
Oh yeah, and they were Indian.
One of them was Indian. Yeah, the main character was Indian.
There was like a lot of cultural stuff.
Yeah, it was a good movie, but again, the football in it is so terrible that I can't pick it because it's so unrealistic.
I don't really remember it that well, so it in my head it's good.
Okay, well yeah, that's when you're a kid.
Yeah,
it's all a bit of nostalgia. All right, I think my movie wins. I think we're just gonna leave it there.
Leave it there.
I think my movie wins though.
All right.
I mean, you can discuss about it obviously at home.
I mean, I'm not too concerned, honestly.
So you obviously
I'm not really too attached to these movies.
So you don't like any sports movie then? Is that what you're saying?
I do like them, but I'm not like, fuck, this movie is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think
if we did other categories of movies, I would be more.
Well, yeah, Gladiator, obviously. There's nothing that beats it, really, is there?
Well, that wouldn't be my top choice, but...
Yeah, your top choice would be like Cinderella or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
And talking about Cinderella,
mm-hmm.
Our next segment, courtesy of my idea that he got very enthused about, best looking Disney characters. We were originally going to do Disney princesses, but Oscar didn't like that because he was too small. It's too small of a sort of area. You've got to expand it. It's got to be just Disney characters in general. He wants to pick inanimate objects. That's what he wants to do. So Toy Story, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple Toy Story characters are in there, a couple Cars characters are in there. Obviously, I should have picked the Cars one just to pay homage to my Ka-Chow tattoo, but what is your list? I am very intrigued. Apparently he has a list of like 10 that he's had to cut down.
No, I've got a list of 5.
I don't want any honourable mentions.
I don't know what 3 to go with, to be honest.
Well, go from 3 to 1. Put a bit of suspense into your number 1. I'll give you the floor and I'll comment
really
on it
tough, to be
after
honest. It's really tough. Okay, I'll say my 2 honourable mentions first. I've got Meg from Hercules. Do you know her?
Oh, the one. Oh, Hercules' love interest in it.
Yeah.
That's valid. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I don't
pretty
mind
fit.
it, yeah.
Yeah. I think if you watch Hercules when you're a kid, you definitely were like, okay.
I mean,
I see what you're
she's
doing
a snake though, isn't she? She's a bit of a
and
rat.
that's back in the day when Disney was like, we're just gonna make the women have like attractive features.
Yeah.
before it was like over sexualized.
But she's a bit toxic though, isn't she? She's a bit.
No, but she come good at the end.
Yeah, but she was toxic though. She used him.
Yeah, but this is not based on personality.
Okay. Well,
Is it?
it's got to have a bit.
It says on my here top 3 best looking.
Well, it can be. It's who you fancy the most, so that can
Okay.
incorporate.
Oh yeah, I'll fancy her.
Okay. Yeah.
Next up, I've got Nala from The Lion King. This is just an honorable mention because
You picked a
Lion King's like my all-time movie.
You picked a
And,
lion. You picked a lion.
If I was a lion, I think Nala would be the
Even if you
baddest.
weren't a lion, I think you.
No, I think I would probably struggle if I'm a human trying to get with a lion. But
It doesn't even have female features. It's just like a lion with a high.
if I was a lion, she'd be the one for me. But I put her as an honorable mention because she is a lion. So I don't think it's fair that I should put her on my list. Okay, so number 3, I've gone Jasmine from Aladdin.
Is that number 1? You mean?
No, number 3.
Oh, so you went from first to third,
Huh?
even though I said go 3 to 1.
No, they were my honorable mentions.
Oh, these are your honourable mentions.
Yes,
Oh,
they're the
God
honorable
almighty.
mentions.
Can you just get to your actual
Yes,
list?
this is my list.
Hurry up.
Number 3, Jasmine from Aladdin.
Okay,
Why?
that's valid. Yeah.
Because she's hot.
Yeah. Move on.
In the new movie,
There's no need.
In the new movie, she's hot as well.
I didn't even watch it. I couldn't be bothered.
After that, I've got Jane from Tarzan. It's probably under the radar pick, but the reason for that is Margot Robbie played her in the real life movie.
Again, so your influence is just people who were played by them in real life. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All
But this is the best looking, and Margot Robbie
Well,
is the best looking.
Well, so you're doing it off the Margot Robbie version. So you're doing the real life version.
The cartoon one's still decent, I guess.
So, but which one is it? Is it
Well, obviously, I'm going to take the real life one.
okay? The real life one.
Are
Are you going to take the real life Nala as well? The Lion King remake.
I mean, she might eat me, but
All right.
okay. So we got Jane, and last we got Belle
Belle.
from Beauty and the Beast,
I mean, it's valid.
and that's because Emma Watson plays her.
God.
And I do love me some Harry Potter.
All right. So that's an okay list, but it's not really in the
Okay
spirit of
list.
the game because you're just picking real life people. You're not really
Well,
that played.
We never
these characters.
specified only animated. This is a
Well, you picked Nala, which was a bit
Disney
weird.
characters.
Okay. My list. Now, I've gone with the more traditional sort of thing. So, number 3, Jasmine as well. I got Jasmine. Totally valid. I rate Jasmine
I
very
really
highly.
struggle with like saying Jasmine, but
Yeah, because of family sort of
yeah,
members.
it's just weird.
Just
Very
weird talking about your family members and being attracted to them. Number 2. Now, I was throwing this up a bit. It was between Moana and Mulan.
You better not say Moana, because she is a child.
She's not a child.
She is a
She's
child.
18 years old.
Have you looked that up?
I don't want to.
I'm looking it up
All
right
you
now.
look it up. I
You
went
better say Mulan.
I went with Mulan though.
Okay.
And I didn't go with Mulan simply because I think she's
16.
Mulan.
Okay,
So
Mulan.
it's not real. They didn't say that in the movie, did they? That's just.
I mean, it's pretty
it's
self-explanatory.
like a wiki page. That's not really real, is it? Anyway, Mulan. I just not for the fact that I think she's the most attractive out of all of them, but I just love the
She's
movie.
a badass.
Yeah, she's a badass. I love her personality. It's a bit rogue. She fights for her country. I like that about her. She's a bit of a patriot. So I respect that about her.
She was a forced patriot, but yeah.
No, she volunteered instead of her dad.
Yeah, so she was forced.
Well, she didn't have to sacrifice her life. Anyway, number 1. I don't know why this wasn't mentioned by you. This is the other 2 were great, but this one was number 1 by a shadow of was just by a long way, a long way. Pocahontas. I don't know how you did not mention Pocahontas. Pocahontas, Childhood crush, 100%. Are you kidding me?
I mean, she's there, but she's not iconic enough for me.
What do you mean not iconic enough? She's the best looking one, and she was like a warrior, a daughter of a warrior or something. Yeah, she was a warrior.
I did have a think about it.
She had peace. She like saved like the war between the Indians and the invaders. Yeah, I don't know how you haven't picked her. She's the best looking one. Her character, her personality, she's such a kind, gentle woman.
No,
now,
there's something off.
I will say this.
She's a bit
it's
dumb.
based off a real life person called Pocahontas. Now, her real life story isn't quite as glamorous. She was kind of enslaved by white people and then raped and then bore a child of rape in England.
Kind of like Moana.
So it's not as not really. So it's kind of like the movie kind of glorifies the actual real person that suffered a lot, which is not great. In the movie, she just like have you seen the second Pocahontas?
Yeah,
where she goes to England. Yeah, she in that movie she just waltzes across and just has a glorious old time in England. But in actuality, she was enslaved. But yeah, well, it was based off the movie. You cannot not pick Pocahontas, in my opinion. No, it's just a runaway favorite for me.
I don't know. I just don't see it as that.
You don't?
No.
Well, I mean,
because when I'm comparing a drawing to Margot Robbie,
you picked a lion
as an honorable mention.
Yeah, but it was like
doesn't count.
So you're just throwing out. Did you or did you not before we started say does a car from Cars count? Did you not,
mate? I've had legitimate debates on whether Sally is hot or not.
So why are you roasting me for representations of actual humans when you're picking inanimate objects?
I'm not roasting you. I'm just saying I don't see it the same way as you.
I mean, yeah, but you cheated on it. You don't...
Cheated?
Yeah, because you just picked real-life people. You didn't even do it based off the movie that they're in.
I did.
No, you just picked... Oh, okay, Margot Robbie's hot. She played a Disney
She's
character.
hot in the movie.
But is it... We're talking about actual Disney characters here.
She's a Disney character.
No, she's not. She plays a Disney character.
Yeah, okay.
The betrayal of an actual Disney character that was made that was not...
Yeah.
She's not actually the Disney character, though.
Yeah, but she is what the Disney character looks like in the movie.
No, but that's not the... It's a remake. It's not the actual movie.
Yeah, but it's there. It's a part of it.
And then you pick Emma Watson. Are you picking Emma Watson or the original Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, Emma Watson.
See, that's just not even... This is cheating.
It's not cheating.
You're just picking actors. You're not...
never stated in the rules. I'm not picking actors. I'm picking their portrayal of the character.
Yeah, and it's a bit weird. You pick two actors and then you pick a lion. It's just a bit odd.
The lion was an honourable mention.
It's like
it was not in the list.
It was one away. It wasn't like it was miles away. Like, the lion was a bit hot for a lion.
Yes, it's because I felt like I had to have something Lion King in there.
Yeah, but it's a big difference, though. There's a lion and then there's Margot Robbie. The difference between the two is quite large, would you not say? I just think my list is a true
hypothetical list.
Yeah, but my list is a true representation of actual Disney characters. You're just picking hot actors that played on the remake version of Disney characters.
Yeah, but they're also... I mean, the original cartoon... the Hercules one, she's...
Okay,
cartoon.
The Hercules one was the only one that I thought was valid. And then you picked Jasmine as well, so that's valid as well.
Jasmine, yeah.
But you picked the real-life Jasmine, didn't you?
Well, I mean... Yeah.
So,
but I'll take
3 real-life ones. I guess
if the animated one's all there is.
Okay. Well, I
feel like we should research all these characters' ages, because...
Yeah, just find out one of them's 13. I don't think... No, I think Pocahontas is good. She would look older.
You think she's good?
I think she's good in terms of age. I think she looked older. Belle might be a weird one, though. I think Belle could be a sneaky 15.
No. I don't think so. Hopefully not.
It would have been Ariel.
Oh, Jesus.
What is it?
She's 17.
I swear these ages are not right. Surely not.
Can't be. Emma Watson was like 30 when she filmed it.
We're not talking about the Emma Watson. We're talking about the actual Disney characters.
Oh, God. What's the other one? Pocahontas.
No, she's got to be valid.
12.
I think she was actually 13 in real life, though. I think that was the most fucked up part about it. I think she was
Pocahontas' age in the movie.
In the movie, yeah. Don't do real life, because I think it was actually 13 years old. The movie version.
18 or 19.
Okay, there you go. Valid.
They're all really young, though. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a bit dodgy.
Who else did we pick?
We're scared to go. If we would have picked Ariel, we would have been fucked. Jasmine
in Aladdin.
He's got to do the
Age.
character one. But we got to we got to.
Oh fuck!
What is it?
Jesus!
What is it?
Should have done more research on this.
What is it?
16.
Oh.
That's why you picked a real life one.
I didn't know. They're marrying kings and princes. They should be like.
Yeah, why are they all teenagers?
They look 20s. Come on.
How old are the Frozen chicks?
Oh God.
I'm just on a deep dive now.
Our minds have.
Are
Just been
any
so...
Disney princesses of age?
Well, obviously Pocahontas. My number one was. So
Okay.
I know I was right. Who else did you do? The girl
I
from.
think I'm safe with a lion, mate.
I don't know. Are they doing it? Is there lion years? Is there such thing as lion years, or is it? Are they doing human years? Because it could be like 3 in human years.
Nah, I don't know.
I think you're good with the Hercules one though. I think
I'm checking that.
The Hercules one. I think she was.
She was 28.
Oh yeah, put it there. We're finally okay.
Nailed it.
Nailed it, dude. So we're a bit dodgy there. We're predicating this on the fact that they're all 18 years or over.
Yeah.
I think if you'd have, it's not our fault. Okay, we didn't know.
Oh my god, what a shit show. Okay.
Well, I think that concludes our chat about Disney princesses while Oscar does a bit of research.
Yeah.
I think mine is more truer to the actual term Disney sort of character. He just picked famous actors that he liked. But all in all, good chat today. Good podcast.
Yep.
Good old chat. Got a bit of fun at the end, but yeah, hopefully, sort of my
Beauty and the Beast was 16.
yeah. So it's not.
What is Disney doing? Are they retarded?
Well, the target audience was kind of 10-year-olds, so you can't really blame them.
But why are they making these 16-year-olds look like they're world
Have you
savers?
not seen movies before? Have you not seen high schoolers in movies? They look like 20. They're actually 28, but they play like 16-year-olds. Euphoria, they look like they're literally in their 30s.
Yeah, but they're not killing dragons and shit. They're just doing drugs.
Do you endorse that?
No.
Okay, good. Great podcast today. Good old chat about your type of sports today. I think it was a bit of a shift because football's a bit boring because of international break. And basketball's just boring at this time of the year anyway because it's just we're in
No
limbo.
one cares.
I mean, we could
March
rant
Madness.
about how bad the Lakers are and how Lakers fans just hype up their team when they win 2 games out of 3. And they think Westbrook's back. And they felt sorry for Westbrook because he said he got bullied.
No one felt sorry for him.
I think a lot of Lakers fans were like, let's stop, guys. Let's stop.
I don't know anyone that said that.
Even your own legend.
He deserves more.
Even your own legend, Magic Johnson, said that Westbrook on live television. So,
Yeah, because he sucks.
your team's great. Anyway, you could be knocked out by the Spurs, and I hope that happens for the play-in tournament because that would be really, really funny.
Yep.
So, yeah, great podcast. Good chat. See you next week.
Mm-hmm. Everyone, like, comment, subscribe, share.
What does sharing
Do it.
entail?
I don't know. Just tell someone.
Just tell your friend. Tell your neighbor. Tell your favorite
Say,
Disney.
G'day, mate. I found this lit show.
Just tell your Disney princess. Just be like, hey, by the way.
Yeah, just make sure she's not 16 before you tell her.
Alrighty. See you later.
Okay.
Alligator.
I don't know if this can ever see the light of day.